Hi guys, welcome to another episode of World of Truck. This is the American version, America Truck Simulator, and I'm going to do a little bit of trucking from San Francisco, which is where I am right now, to I believe it's Santa Monica. We'll see. I'm still playing the event, which is the multi-trailers logistic event, so I need to pick up something like a double trailer, and I've been having a lot of fun doing that. It does add a lot of challenge to the whole experience when it comes to double trailer, and I'll talk a little bit more about it in just a bit. Now I could suppose I could pick up some really heavy jobs and get the event sorted ASAP, but I thought I need some practice, and this is a very good opportunity for me to at least practice a little bit more, practice a little bit on this whole event kind of thing. So yeah, I mean the double trailer thing is really not easy. So I'm just going to reverse in and try to get it in one go without doing anything embarrassing. Well, I mean, I've been doing a lot of a Euro Truck Simulator too lately, and it's kind of nice to go back to the American version because just the feel is different. The truck is different as well, so yeah, I kind of enjoy doing that. So let's take a look at outside what it looks like. So it looks rather long for this unmarked kind of what is it? It's tableware. So this is rather unmarked or white in color. Rather nice. Alright, so the trip wise goes something like that. Let me take a look at the trip itself. It is through the San Francisco. I don't think it's going through the bridge. I don't really recall this part of the journey. Well, it would be nice if go through a bridge. I think it's somewhere here, but I think maybe not. We'll see, and go through some of the Santa Cruz, and then a big long highway all the way to Santa Maria. Sorry, Santa Maria, not Santa Monica. Right, so here we go. The journey is supposed to be 6 hours, so it should be fairly alright, I would say. Okay, so now I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with the American truck. And definitely the maneuver is a little bit different as well because there's a really long kind of a nose to the whole truck itself. Keeping left here. Okay, so recently my wife and I have been to Australia, and it's really interesting to see that in Australia they have both the European version of the truck as well as the American version. So I've been to Australia a couple of times before in the past, and I didn't really notice anything about trucks. I mean, trucks are just trucks, right? But ever since I played this game or simulator, kind of opened up my mind on what the truck looked like and stuff like that. So when I went to Australia lately, somewhere in Sydney, New South Wales, so I was really getting very, very excited, euphoric actually, to see both the European version truck and the American version coexist in one country. Now I don't know why they have it that way. There must be some reason why some Australians like to drive the European version, while others would drive the American version. Yeah, there was a car on the left, so I try to give them a little bit more space. Otherwise, I may get damaged goods, unintentionally. So yeah, I mean, I was just saying that it's wonderful, and I really hope that one day we'll have an Australian truck simulator. That would be really, really awesome. I mean, we were driving from the Wollongong to Sydney, which is through the M1, then leads to A1. So for those who are from Australia, probably you can relate to what I'm trying to say here. It is a very nice highway with a lot of elevation. So there's a sea view on the left hand side, by the way. I'm trying to get a little bit careful here. The truck in front is doing a little bit slow. So the whole M1 from Wollongong to Sydney is actually very, very hilly. So there are times that when the cars could do perhaps I think 80 kilometer per hour, and the trucks are being mandated to drive at 40 kilometer per hour using compression brake down the slope. I think it's more for safety because you wouldn't want a truck with all this cargo traveling at the at 80 kilometer per hour. There's no way you can stop that thing, because it's going down slope. And there's a fair bit of upslope as well. The highways are 3-lane, and for the trucks they only allowed to occupy the first 2 lanes, and they are not allowed to get to the third one. There are markings on the road and stuff like that. So I thought it really make it very interesting. And towards the Sydney side, when the M1 changed into A1, which I presume is when the road's getting a little bit smaller or busier, narrower actually, the truck can only drive on the middle lane. In fact, they say that truck must remain on the middle lane rather than on the slow lane, because it's very windy. So I think as the truck turn, left and right, all this windy road, they want to allow for some distance rather than hitting on the side of the road and stuff like that. So I thought it was interesting. And there was some area whereby the slope is, the side slope is pretty steep. So there are warning signs that the truck could flip if not careful. So I thought it makes a lot of very, very good trucking kind of simulation there. So I hope that one day the SES will create a game called the Australian Truck Simulator, and there are plenty of double trailer as well. I've seen double trailers very, very often in Australia. So that was quite interesting. So yeah. So I'm just trying to follow the truck in front. I reckon I could have gone a bit faster than him, but it's just one of those things. So now back to the America Truck Simulator. I mean, I think the double trailer was being patched up as a free version, if I'm not wrong. The DLC is for the heavy cargo, the oversized one, which I think maybe the next video I'll make one, which is the heavy cargo double trailer, or whatever it is. Just for fun of it, it will be very, very painful, but I guess it will be quite fun to watch. We'll see how it goes. So entering town, red lights in front. So now I'm trying to see how far I can go without banging the car in front, the truck in front. And whoa, nice. So one of the challenges of the playing the double trailer is that obviously your truck is very long, but it's not as bad as I thought, because so long as you take care of the single trailer, you have the kind of space awareness. I'm just trying to see if this light is turning red in just a bit. Nope. Yeah, I mean, so long as you allow for those space when you turn, the double trailer work exactly the same way as well. So that's from my experience. That's from my experience. It's just have to be mindful of the set of cargoes behind you, and especially when you turn, you have to allow some extra space. That's what I would do. Yeah, a bit of high concentration here because there's a truck on my side. Well, it's kind of very easy to speed here. Yeah, but the main challenge is really about parking because, I think they wouldn't expect you to reverse into a lot of those parkings in the American Truck Simulator, because I reckon that I've played both the European version as well as the American version. Well, definitely the American version is a lot harder to park because the trailer, the cargo tend to be quite long, and the space could be quite tight sometimes. So, I've kind of mastered that parking in some sense, but when it comes to double trailer, there's no way you can reverse. I mean, I try. Sometimes I make it happen, but most of the time it just go into zigzag kind of like condition, whereby you just can't get it reversed out. Now here is a little bit of high concentration. I'll just probably shut up first. Yep, so that was a successful overtake. So yeah, I mean, I was just saying that a lot of parking, I just have to go head in, but still, having the trailer to line up straight while you park into the parking lot of a double trailer is never easy in a sense. So, all right, so in front, Fresno is on the right hand side. Now I play this part of the map for quite a long time in the past, because when American Truck Simulator just released, there was only 2 states, California and Nevada. That's all. There wasn't any Arizona. And also, the map back then was a lot smaller before they rescaled it for future expansions. So, I have done a lot of trucking within California and Nevada, but not so much after the rescaling is done, meaning that when they put on a lot of assets around the map, I haven't really got a chance to see all these things. So it's kind of nice to see a fresh look on this map, to be honest. And the town like Santa Maria was being created as well when they rescaled the map to be larger, to be more in line with the European version actually. But I always thought that the American version is of a better pace because it is less demanding on the time required to truck. As compared to the European version, I could easily spend like 2 or 3 hours on one job, which could be quite a big time kind of sink in some sense. Anyhow, on the right is a railway. Just now we saw a train pass by. Sometimes I could see a plane fly by as well, probably spraying some kind of insecticide. Try to get it on this side as well. Time to overtake some of these cars and so on. Otherwise, I get stuck behind traffic. That could last for a while because this train is very long. So if all turns out well, I should arrive at my target destination in about 3 hours time, which is just after sunset. So I thought it could be a really nice video to see that. And as always, I may edit some part towards the end because the parking sometimes took me like a few attempts, and it's never quite entertaining to see me struggling through the parking itself. I think the highest number of times I've tried is probably like 5 or 7 times. And for this double trailer, if you miss the opportunity to line up on the lot, you have got to U-turn back to the row, make another round through the blocks, and attempt again. So far, I've been able to perform skill parking, meaning that there's no automatic sort of like parking. So the game gives you 2 ways to park your truck. So one way is that you could do what the real life trucker do, to park the truck using your skill. Another way is just more like a game, meaning that so long as you are near to the parking lot, you can just say, I would like to park there, that's it. So I'm not doing that. So far I'm able to just perform skill parking through all, so yep. And I would like to maintain that record. Back to the Australian trip though, by the way, I've seen quite a lot of trucks, and majority of them, or maybe because I'm familiar with Canworth, is that I've seen a lot of Canworth, that's for sure. I've seen the American version of Canworth, which is very much like what I'm driving right now. I've also seen the European version of Canworth, which we don't have it in the European Truck Simulator. It's beautiful actually. It's just like the compressed version of the like American version. How should I describe it? It's like when you look at the American version, strict looking at from the front, it's just like that. I mean, they sort of like compress the whole entire front side of it into the European version. So I thought that was very beautiful. Another brand that I've seen besides Canworth and the usual suspect like Volvo and all was the Mack, actually, MACK. There's quite a lot of Mack around. They look really stunning, which is the American version of the Mack. They look really stunning, probably because of the big word in front, MACK, at the front of the truck. Make it very recognizable. But yeah, I mean, I've seen quite a fair bit of trucks around. Okay, so I think I can. Oh well, there's a car on my side, so yeah, you just have to be really careful because sometimes they may not be able to see you turning in. I would like to turn in though, by the way, but there's a car on my side, so that may not be safe right now. So I need to wait until the next opportune time to turn back in to the slow lane. Maybe after this blue one, well, there's another one on my side. Well, I really have got to turn back in, so I'm just wondering how and when. this may not be fun actually. Because I have to exit soon. After this one, yeah? Well, in America you can turn right on red, so I'm trying to see. That was very close on the curb. I don't know whether you guys can see or not, but yep, that's what I'm talking about here. This side is clear. Well, why do I need to go through that? Let me just think. Could I just get to the next one then? No, I can't. Because there's no connection there. So I thought I could just... Okay, so now this is good. So now I need to pay attention to how the thing is going to be like. I'm just gonna go through the hub there, the curb. Okay, holding my breath. Oh yeah. Well, you don't know how happy I am when I see that. Alright, so that is the, I've got it sorted. 273 miles driven. Took me about an hour or so. Wow, did I? And well, yeah, that's all the XP I have. And I'm very close to getting my, the reward of the multi-trailer logistic. So perhaps in my next video, I don't know, I could take one of these things. No, I can't. Actually, 100 miles the minimum. I could take one of these things here, Bakersfield. That would satisfy the whole requirement, I think. Or I could do something more brave, like a big one here. So this is like 55,000 pound kind of thing. So I think there'll be fun time. Now I'll definitely see you next time. This is 55. I'm still amazed by it. I think I'll just take one of this big thing here. I hope that is considered as a multi-trailer. I don't know. Now we'll see. So well, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy whatever you're doing, and happy trucking. Be safe on the road. Goodbye.